Coming up on RaiderVision, seniors reflect on Senior Week.
We look back at where we were 1 year ago. I'm Massimo Del Rio.
And I'm Claire Russell.
And this is RaiderVision. Last week was Senior Week. The Parents Association sponsored special lunches and giveaways for seniors each day. Remote students will receive gift boxes at home.
I really like Senior Week. I think it's a really nice appreciation for all the seniors and everything that they do.
It's been fairly fun. Really enjoy it. The food's great and the gifts are amazing.
March 13th marked the 1-year anniversary of the COVID-19 lockdown in the U.S. Reporters Issa Perry and Luciana Hornstein look back to where we were a year ago and our new hope for the future.
Other big news tonight, North Carolina has its first case of coronavirus right here in Wake County.
The World Health Organization just declared the outbreak an international health emergency.
Worldwide, cases of the coronavirus have surpassed 100,000.
We begin with the breaking news on the coronavirus.
The World Health Organization has now confirmed what many epidemiologists have been saying for weeks. The coronavirus is a pandemic.
And a top health official warns we are at the beginning of the storm.
This month marks the 1-year anniversary of how our lives changed in ways that we could never imagine. Stories of fear, illness, and death filled the news. Cities shut down, people lost their jobs, and school closed their doors. It was Friday the 13th, a day some might consider unlucky, but they can never anticipate what was to come. We're going to take a look at where we were a year ago and where we are now.
So when school first closed, I was a little bit happy because it was a little bit easier, but it was also kind of scary because we had no idea what was going on with the pandemic last March. In terms of the shutdown being good, a lot of things became a lot more lenient in different ways, and I got to spend a lot of time with my family, which was really good. I hadn't done that I hadn't done it as much as I did before the pandemic. And then in terms of the shutdown being bad, I mean, everything was closed, and a lot of small businesses suffered so much because of the pandemic closing, and so many people died because of the pandemic, which was really sad. And in addition, the school was also closed. We were all virtual.
I felt super sad that I wasn't gonna be able to see my friends, and I also felt scared that I wasn't gonna be able to have like a senior year or like do all the traditions that I wanted to do.
Students returned to school in the fall faced with some new way of learning. Some stayed home while others came to school, but social distancing and mask-wearing guidelines were present everywhere.
I'm glad that I'm able to get the opportunity to learn in person, but it's very difficult to maintain social distancing in person and follow the guidelines all the time. Now we have to spray our desks after class, stay 6 feet apart, and wear a mask. I'm very happy that we were able to come back to hybrid learning because I get to see all my friends, and I feel like I learned better being able to see the teachers face to face.
Finally, just before the end of the year, a light at the end of the tunnel. New vaccine offered hope for elderly and those with immunocompromised conditions. Soon after, teachers would follow.
I had been waiting and checking to make sure that my time would come, and as soon as Wednesday morning came and they said that the teachers were going to be able to get it, I was one of the first to make an appointment, so I was very excited. The teachers were at this particular CVS, and so it felt like we were all in it together.
I actually felt excited, and I told some people I'd never in my entire life been excited to get a shot before, but the fact that teachers were now able to get it felt really, really good. So I've had the first dose, and I definitely feel like more hopeful and a little bit relieved. But I don't know if I feel safer yet. I think I'll feel safer after the second dose and when more of the people around me have also had theirs.
So my dad's a physician, and he received the vaccine in one of the first phases, and I felt much more safe when he got the vaccine. And that's because he would go to work every day, and there were COVID patients on one of the floors. So every day he would go to work, I would feel scared for him because I didn't want him to get sick. But now that he has the vaccine, I feel much more relieved that he is safe.
Even though it was a rough year, there were some positive elements that came out of it. For RaiderVision, I'm Issa Perry. And I'm Luciana Hornstein.
In honor of Women's and French History Month, the World Cinema Club is featuring the 2012 musical drama Les Mis, The epic tale tells stories of love, honor, and obsession played out against the dramatic backdrop of early 19th century France. Posters with a QR code to the film are displayed around campus. See your world language teacher for extra credit opportunities.
Now to sports.
Last week, the varsity water polo teams both demolished Ransom Everglades and Cutler Bay. The boys defeated Cutler Bay 37 and the girls won 25-5. The big event was the senior game, and neither team disappointed. The girls played outstanding win with a 14-2 win. The boys also performed well with a 24-6 win. Los Raiders earned their 5th win of the season. The varsity baseball team beat Benjamin 8-5 last week. Brixton Lofgren went 2 for 3 with an RBI. Luis Aparicio went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And Chris King earned the win, pitching 3 1/3 innings and striking out 4. College sports recruiting is definitely not the same now due to the pandemic. Priya Alibi has more.
It has been a year since the world went into lockdown. Many industries were affected, like the sports industry, more specifically college sports recruiting. It has been difficult, though, for the upperclassmen who are trying to get offers from colleges and universities for the sport, but haven't been able to due to everything being closed.
I think the biggest thing is, from what I'm seeing, and it really depends on division level, but it has somewhat limited roster spots that are available for different programs. So especially at your higher levels like Division II and Division I, what you see is that you do have some college seniors that are deciding to come back, and then coaches had already been recruiting for their 2021 class, that incoming freshman class, and so now it's kind of bunched up their rosters a little bit and created more players just on their rosters. So it's really affecting the 2022 class, the junior class, as far as limited roster spots for that class. So typically under a normal recruiting year, you see college coaches bringing in 2 to 4 players. I hear a lot of coaches, may only for that 2022, for a normal recruiting year, but for example, for the 2022 recruiting class, that may have dropped down to 1 to 2. Right?
How can student athletes showcase their talent when, coaches can't come to games most of the time?
Video becomes a big piece for them. Highlight videos are a great start, so coaches can kind of get a snapshot of what you look like, and then having 1 or 2 full games, sometimes even more to show to college coaches. That's probably become the best avenue. A lot of the tournaments are being live streamed as well too, so that's another way coaches can access that. But really, what I'm seeing is a lot of college coaches are just saying, "Hey, get me your video," right, and asking for that.
Although college sports recruiting is tough at the moment due to circumstances, hopefully things will be looking up soon. I'm Priya Alibi for RaiderVision.
This week, Raiders can be expecting our usual mild, warm weather with averages and highs around the low 80s and lows in the 70s. Towards the end of the week, we can expect rain as storms move in from the north. Now back to Massimo and Claire.
Thanks, Arthur. It looks like we'll be having another nice weather week, Claire.
I know, I'm looking forward to it.
That's all for RaiderVision. I'm Massimo Del Rio.
And I'm Claire Russell.
We'll see you next time.